Alright guys, so while I was out I picked up this, I believe this is Vesta. It's so hard to see anything, but it's a stereo phase. It's listed as not working, so let's go ahead, or at least like it powers on, but it has some issues. So there's, yeah, see if the battery will work. This should be the kind that doesn't. Okay. Switch works fine. So I did notice right before I started the video that this speed potentiometer is just never ending. I'm assuming that's something that needs to be replaced. Let's go ahead and check our outputs here. Okay. So it doesn't like when the depth is, no, it doesn't change. Yeah, interesting. Oh, that was actually with the, interesting. Okay, so that's with the pedal off. Huh, so our signal's kind of not even good. With the pedal off, we're getting some weird commotion. So with the pedal on, okay. Interesting. Okay, so let's take a look at this. And these, like this, the Nadines, it gets this really like black residue on the bottom. And when you're in Japan, the humidity is, it's just really hot, really bad, really humid. So it wouldn't surprise me after, I'm guessing this pedal is probably from late 70s, early 80s. It's just a guess. But it wouldn't surprise me if just the weather took its toll. It also looks like, I don't think that's exactly the case. This is probably just heavily used. Just the fact that the potentiometer is broken and the bottom, like the black padding, is just kind of destroyed. All right, let's get the battery out of there. Set this lovely lid aside. So I'm just going to double check without the battery in to see if what happens. Okay, I see. So yeah, I think the first thing I would want to do is just replace that potentiometer and go from there, because that's just a known issue right now. So in order to do that, let's first figure out what kind it is. I'm also simultaneously taking a video for the Ibanez WH10. So I found out the issue with that one was the potentiometer was just bad in that one. Oh yeah, so there we go. There's a wire that's not even connected. A few wires here. Okay, and the depth potentiometer is not even hooked up to anything. But if we look, we can see. I'm going to turn on the lights for you guys. So if we look and see here, we can see that there's solder on the middle lug and this one to the right. So that's obviously a good indicator. And let's see, what is this one going to here? I'm wondering if that's ground. I'm not sure. But maybe for the time being, at least we know that, okay, so that's one issue, and then, so this potentiometer here. So let's go ahead and get that off. Okay, so let's keep track of the orientation here. So green on our leftmost, red on the middle. And let's see here, that's a 500K ohm. And while I'm at it, I might as well just go ahead and replace the electrolytics inside of this. I think everything else is probably okay. Visually, yeah, the film capacitors look good. Ceramics are okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and get the wiring off here. Cool. Alright guys, so we got the new 500K ohm potentiometer. Took maybe 3-4 days to get here. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get that back. I believe the red wire was in the second lug and the green was on the left. So we will get that going right now. And then afterwards we're going to have to figure out where those other two wires go in relation to, looks like depth, the depth potentiometer. So let me go ahead and get my soldering iron ready. And while that's warming up, I'm going to go ahead and strip the wire here and get that ready. Just to save us some time, and because time is extremely valuable. Okay, cool. So that's ready. And what I'm going to do for that to test is I've prepared some wires here to go ahead and hook onto these two. And what I'm going to do is just figure out which, I'll do that after I complete the soldering first, but I want to figure out where the appropriate wire goes, and that's for the speed. Oh, I'm sorry, so this is the speed potentiometer, the one that we're going to do now, and the other one is depth. Okay, so got that ready. We'll just set that aside for now. And again, red goes to the middle. It's kind of hard to see. It's pretty late right now, but I wanted to get this done so we can move on to some other pedals. Let me see here. Let me turn on the light really fast. That should help. Yeah, I like normally working with just the one light, but I want to make videos for you guys. It's kind of difficult. Set that there for a second. Actually, I need to find... Yeah, I probably should have prepared the solder first. That one in, and let's go ahead and get this other one in there. So yeah, what I'm going to do is use a 9-volt, one of this adapter here connected to a 9-volt clip that I can then put into the battery snap. And the cool part about doing that is, so for example, sometimes when you are testing pedals, you may wonder, for example, like, hey, what's going on? I'm not getting the desired output. And it turns out that it's actually just the 9-volt, for example. Like you might have a bad 9-volt. And so to prevent that from happening in this case, I'm going to go ahead and use the, there we go. So that's fine. And let's go ahead and just tighten that really fast. That seems good. Okay, so what we're going to do next is, like I said before, we have 2 lugs here, the second lug and the one here on the right. I always get mixed up between which one is the 3 and 1. But for the time being, one here on the right, I'm going to just connect the white one to that. And we'll connect the red or the blue wire to that. And we need to be careful we don't accidentally hit the potentiometer below. So what we're going to do next is prepare the battery snap, like I was saying. So let me go ahead, turn that off. And I'm assuming we'll just figure out, for example, like if we turn the, which one is that? We turn the depth to the right, and we see that it's actually decreasing, and we can just flip those. So I'm going to get everything ready here. I'm guessing this is, one of these are stereo and the other is maybe a mono. I'm not sure, so it's really hard to see anything on this pedal. So we're plugged in, got our input in as well. And is it on? Looks like it was off. It still was not working, so actually, well, it's like sometimes it's working. There we go. So yeah, maybe it was just could very much so be my cable or just something here. There we go, looks good. So potentially the cable. So for now we know that's okay. Let's go ahead and engage the pedal. So it's on. Looks like it is working. So that's the speed. So you can see, actually, let's go ahead, turn up that. Make it easier for you guys to see. So this is the speed all the way to the right. So it looks like it's working okay. Speed is. So we're going to check. Actually, let's see. Ooh. So it might be hard for you guys to see. Let's see if I can. Yeah, so there we go. So depth is fine with this orientation. So we want the blue one in the middle. Actually 0, max. And yeah, so when we turn there, that pot's super scratchy. So let's go ahead and clean that out really fast. Figure out. I have to also double check the depth, because sometimes I know that, for example, like in some of my other phaser pedals, that it's reversed. So let me double check that. And I'm not sure, but my spray is not where it normally should be. Could potentially drop. So let me figure that out really fast, and I'll start the video up again. Alright guys, I found the spray finally. Actually, it was behind this curtain right here. And I went ahead and unplugged the AC cable there. So we're going to use this on, which knob is that? Color. And let's double check again. Actually, before I do that, I'll just kind of see the before and after. Oh, the pedal's not on. Engage that. There we go. Yeah, see that fuzziness? I'll just use a little bit there. Plug that first. This is deoxit F5. That should be all I need. And while I'm at it, actually, I'm going to go ahead. I'm happy with blue as the center log. So we'll go ahead and get that ready. So in order to do that, oops, there we go. I'm going to, actually I might replace this as well. I mean, it's working okay, but you know, just for whoever gets this in the future, let's go ahead and get this ready to just get that old solder out of there. Just cut this desolder wick here. One, two, three, four, five. Still a little bit on there. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, some of the old wires still on there as well. Just get that out of the way. There we go. Probably same here as well. Okay. And again, we want blue here in the middle. Actually, let's get that old wire out there. Okay, and let's go ahead and tighten. Actually, what I probably want to do as well is just it's not the right size here. I want to move it a little bit to where it's not going to accidentally hit the other lugs from the middle potentiometer. So there we go, that looks pretty good. There we go. Okay, put this back. Very important to put the tools back. You know, as you just saw, just not even knowing where the deoxit was. Just make sure we're unplugged. And we are. Let me turn that off and this off just to save some power. Got that one ready. Now our next one is this white one. It's a little far away, so for the time being I'll do this. Maybe later I'll add some more wire. Just because, yeah, it's going to be difficult later. I'll probably have to just disassemble everything when recapping this unit. So for the time being, it looks like I'll just have to kind of have it like, actually I'm going to go ahead and just solder that blue one on there first. Just because it looks like it's going to be tight fit for the white one. 2, 3, 4. Looks good. And yeah. So I see. I may want to move that back a little bit. Just because the wire is a little too short. Looks like we're okay here. It's not going to clash. I'll move that one lug out a little bit. Let's hope this helps. Yeah, there we go. Can't tell. No. Couldn't tell if there was still solder in there or not. It seems like it wasn't fitting in properly. Looks good now. There we go. Cool. Okay, so yeah, that battery snap. I might leave it for now. It looks like, at least for this video, because it looks like I need to get the soldering iron down in here, or either take this off, because the battery, the negative lead is hooked right here. So we'll leave that for now. So let's go ahead and test the unit now. So let's just assume like this is it. This is the final product. We even want the LED, there we go, to show up there. Let's get these unused wires now out of the way. Put them back where they belong. There we go. Put that back. Tweezers back. Okay, so we have that in, we have that in. Let's put in this. Yeah, so this is a new IKEA table. Actually got this as a gift to work on these videos. And unfortunately this part here, there's not too much space in between the different outlets. So as you can see, I kind of can only use like 3 simultaneously. Oops, what am I doing? There we go. No, that was right. Looks like the amplitude is too high. Or the amplitude. No, something else is going on. What's up? Let's see here. Huh. Oh, our ground's off. Okay. Yeah, I was so confused for a second. And now our amplitude is way too high. There we go. So let's go ahead and test with the amp. Moment of truth. Let's turn it up a little bit more. Let's turn everything to 0 first. Okay, this is 0. Let's go ahead and increase the speed. It's our depth all the way up. We'll turn color up. I can still hear a little noise during color. Sometimes, even without spray, you can clean it up by just turning it like this. So I'm not really hearing anything from color. Do you guys? Just double check color was. Let's make sure. Yellow. I'm sorry, orange. So we do have a trim pot here. Let's go ahead and just go ahead and turn that and see what happens to our signal. Yeah, I'm not really hearing anything with color. So at any rate, I want to go ahead. I have some electrolytics. So I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and replace the electrolytics first. And then we'll go ahead and compare the sound afterwards. We'll also see if that helps our color. And then I'll report back with you. So I'll just, go ahead and replace these off video, and then I'll show you the final product. So here is our before. Might be hard to see, but there's 4 down there. It may be easier for me to take everything off, so let me just go ahead and, even just for my own sake, I recommend any of you out there, that before you do any repairs, make sure you have documentation, pictures, something. Alright guys, so I want to show you really quick, just to clean up the bottom here. I'm using one of these plastic scrapers that I got from one of those cell phone repair kits, I believe from Amazon. As you can see here, we can get off that old residue that we have there. So I'm going to go ahead and get that off here. And afterwards, so to get off this kind of sticky residue here, I'm going to use some adhesive remover. So I'll get to that here in a second. So let's clean this off. And I'm going to stop the video, get the adhesive, and come back. So here they call it Shiru Hagashi, seal peeling spray, low odor type. So there are two types. One that has quite the odor, and this one still does, but I'm just going to spray this here, just like that. And what I'm going to do is just leave it there and come back in maybe, I don't know, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and we will use this again and see what we can get off from here. Okay guys, so about 2 to 3 minutes has elapsed, so I'm going to, oh, look at that, just like that. So I'm just trying to be careful not to scratch the bottom. As you know how it is, like us pedal collectors and whatnot. Even though at this stage, I think this pedal has gone beyond the collector's grade, or should I say has been demoted. Now it's more like players, and if that. So, but yeah, this is a good learning experience. Hopefully it is for you guys as well. Just how to deal with kind of these inconveniences you get with these older pedals. So what I'm going to do is just, yeah, as you can see, it's still kind of, there's still a little bit of the adhesive there. So what I normally do is when we're around this stage, I can still feel it. So I'll spray some more on there and then come back in another 2 to 3 minutes. Okay guys, so I feel enough time's elapsed, and we're going to go ahead and just this stage. So just try to clear off the remaining debris with this. Actually, it's probably okay at this point if we just use some paper towel. And what we're looking for at this stage is any possible residue anywhere. So you can use your finger, try to use the paper towel that you have to try to figure out where there could potentially be any kind of sticky residue left, because you don't want that even. Yeah, so I can feel a little bit. Actually, nope. Looks like there's a groove in there. But yeah, you want to try to get all of it off, of course. As you can imagine, it could collect dust or just random debris, and it would not be fun. So it looks like there's a little bit there. I think I might have accidentally hit that on. So yeah, there we go. Oh, actually I can still see some there. So you know what, I'm not going to say there we go just yet. I'm going to get us some new tissue here. Replace this here. Run the vacuum cleaner later. So again, just same as before. Just try to spray on the spots with any of the remaining residue. I think at this point, we can probably just wipe up the rest there, just instantly, opposed to waiting the 2 to 3 at this stage. Seems okay. So there we go. Still a little bit left, but wow, yeah. Well, just let it dry and go from there. But this is our final product there. So the next thing we're going to do for this pedal is not only just clean the inside here, but also we are going to kind of use what do you call that? Like cardboard paper, and try to get us an inner Okay guys, so the next thing we're going to do is similar to I have here a Nadine stereo flanger, and size is exactly the same here as the stereo phase. So what we're going to do is, as you can see here, the circuit's protected with this paper. Then you would have this go there. And as you can see, that does not expose any of the circuit. So I have some construction paper here. What I'm going to do is just, what I would ideally want to do is have pencil. But what I'm going to do is just, like here, just go ahead and, it's kind of difficult to do. Oh, it's going out of focus. I'm just kind of just cutting where I will, okay. And then we just go ahead and so I'm sure you can get better construction paper. This is just what I have on me right now. And this is very ad hoc, but there we go. So now should be able to. Interesting, I never looked, but yeah, SEE. Oh, that's cool. Okay. There we go. And we will, where'd it go? Just like that. And where's the other? Not sure where the bottom is for this one, but I'll just go ahead and show you. There. Just like that, we can protect the circuit. So that is that. Hey guys, so good news. I got the capacitors replaced. You can see the new ones in there. So just the electrolytics. Left everything else the same, like ceramic and the mylar. So what we're going to do first is I will test, here we go, this first, then I will test a 9 volt. So let's go ahead and turn the amplifier on. Let's get Dr. No's skull fuzz back a little. let's turn everything down first. Okay. Volume is kind of low, so let's turn up the amplitude. Okay, so let's go with color. So I'm wondering, I'll check here in a second. I'll test with my guitar after this initial test. But I'm curious, for example, if the color here is easier to notice the difference with the guitar in. So that sounds fine. So I'm going to test now with the 9-volt. And for that, I'm just going to use this attachment here, which will give us proper voltage. So it seems okay. And the internal trim pots may need to be adjusted, so I'll just leave that up to whoever gets this. Okay, so next I will try the guitar just to test and see if we can get anything out of the color. Alright guys, I have my guitar hooked up right now instead of the signal generator. Actually, let me turn that off. So let's go ahead and test. Let's see here. Let's turn everything on 0 first. Turn the speed up. No change, so maybe the depth up a little bit here. Speed up all the way. Now we'll try the color. So it sounds like there's a subtle difference. So about right. So I can hear a difference there from between max and maybe this. What is this about? Like the 80% mark? So it seems like it works. It's just not a very wide range, and this could actually require or be something with the internal trim pots. So I imagine one is just bias and maybe the other is this. So maybe we can just try to adjust one of the trim pots here, see if that helps us. So it looks like it's all the way to the left. Let's just try all the way to the right and see what happens. So it looks like that one was probably, oh, it looks okay. So it's probably just getting grounded right now. Let's just try to put it like this for a second, if I can. So it seems like color does change a bit. Let's try maybe in the middle. I'm sorry, it does not change with the adjustment of the pot, the trim pot. It's still the same in terms of just turning or changing around the 80% mark. Let's try here and see. So this is about midway. So it seems about the same. So, and I know I did adjust this one here a little bit initially, and I know that's for our bias. So it's okay now. So I see where it should be. So we can just test here for a second. So yeah, I'm having no luck with the color. So if you end up getting this pedal, just keep that in mind, that the color doesn't really, or at least I could be doing something wrong. There's always that possibility. But for now, it looks like we only get some change around the like 80 to 100 range, or at least once we cross over to the 80 to 100 range from anything less than that. So yeah, I would just recommend too, if you liked how the sound was before changing any of these trim pots, to just change that. So for now, at least we have something working, and something that I try to live by is just knowing that if we look at the condition now, it's at least better than it was when it first arrived. So that's something to keep in mind, just to not put yourself down. So thank you guys for watching. Take care. Ask me any questions, anything you want. See you soon.